on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Behind the Mask. We are back. Dennis is back in our state. I'm your host, as always, Eugene, along with my wonderful co-host over there, Dennis. What's going on, man?
Not much, not much. Good to see you.
Oh my gosh, Texas Ranger.
Well, I mean, you wanted to talk all about it, so
Did they give you one of those honorary little badges that says I'm a junior ranger?
I could have gotten one actually. I
Y-
could have,
You
but
should have. I would
well,
have. I've been like, dude, I want one.
I didn't want to, I didn't want to show my hand too soon.
Oh man, we are back, guys. Welcome to the all paintball most of the time talk show. I want to say all the time, but we always end up going on some tangent about some 80s movies, about actually because we're old, so we'll go off on some 80s tangent, which I hope you guys don't mind. But if you guys
Well,
don't know who we are Dennis, Dennis and Eugene.
no, other way.
Well, on my screen it shows, yeah. So whatever. But we are two old guys that have been playing paintball for years and love the sport so much that we are here now talking about it on a podcast.
That's right.
So we're here to bring you guys tournament news, gear review, interviews, all that wonderful stuff on our show. And if you guys want to find us, you can definitely check us out on Instagram, Twitch, TikTok, which we're still working on that TikTok one because it's a little hard when it comes to paintball with like up to date latest news, and it's always changing, but it really isn't. But tonight we
Yeah,
have a few things that are changing. So Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, Instagram. If you guys want to get a hold of us, you could also reach us on our either DMs on Instagram, which is all Behind the Mask Media, or on our Gmail account, which is also Behind the Mask Media at gmail.com. If you guys got suggestions for shows, latest news, events that you want to promote, or if you want to try to come on our show, by all means, that is the best way to do it. Get a hold of us on actually Instagram, which is the easiest way because both me and Dennis do take a look at it, not at the same time because we're not always together, but usually, we're checking it throughout the day to just
yeah.
see if we may get like a message from anybody. So that is the best way to do it. If you guys want to listen to our back catalog of episodes, you can definitely check them out on Instagram because that'll have all our live stuff that we've done. So just click the live button and you'll see all the old episodes that we've done and also all the other episodes we've done in past seasons because we're actually on season 3, episode 26 now. So also you can find us on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. Uh, oh my gosh, there was like a bunch of other podcast platforms, and I can't remember right off the top of my head because Anchor is usually the place that you could also find us because we use Anchor for that. But they have been changing things up, so Spotify is a really good place to find us. So check that out. Also, guys, as always, one of the best drinks in the world that energizes myself and energizes Dennis throughout the day, or even right before the podcast, or even during the podcast, which I don't have one today, but you do see the cans right back there. That is Ghost. Let me bring one out. Oh, this is one of my favorites. Bam, there's Ghost. This is one of my absolute favorites. It's Warhead Sour Green Apple. It is amazing, guys. Great flavor. It's got that, legendary energy, the epic focus, the zero sugars, no artificial colors. So let me just give you guys this. 1,000 milligrams of creatine, 150 milligrams of, oh wait, where is it? Oh, there it is. It's actually 200 milligrams, which is a little bit above, I think it's Monster, but it's just below Rockstar. But the great thing about this is no crash. There is no crash. I love this stuff. Me and Dennis both
And
drink this.
and no bubble gut.
No bubble guts like a certain energy drink that we once had as a sponsor, an actual sponsor, because these guys are like the official, unofficial sponsor. We just keep giving them money. I keep buying cases. Someday they will give us cases, but not yet.
One of these.
Also, if you guys want to smell like a real man, bam, Dr. Squatch, guys. You guys want to smell like, well, you can't have my Baskar tar because that stuff is that's my collectors right there. But if you want to smell like a real man, Dr. Squatch is definitely the stuff to get. You can pick that stuff up at Walmart, Target, their website, which is drsquatch.com. Go onto their Instagram. They always have some really cool posts and stuff about their wonderful products, because they not only do they have the soaps like we have back there, and so does Dennis. It says, sounds like it will really put some hair on your chest.
I don't need help with that, but it would. It would.
Well, Dr. Squatch will put hair everywhere, let's just say, everywhere. But they do have stuff for your beards, your hair, and for your body. So check them out, drsquatch.com. And again, guys, they pay us nothing to say this. It's just stuff that we really like using. And someday we hope that they hear this and want us to like be a part of their team. They want to sponsor us and all that other stuff.
Brand ambassador.
Oh yeah, I'd totally be a brand ambassador.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah. It's just a shame I wasn't. I felt bad because I couldn't bring it with me when I went down to Texas.
Yeah.
So when Lupe and I met up, I was not smelling my best. I didn't smell bad, but I was not smelling Dr. Squatch fresh.
Wow, Lupe, he did not bring his best. He smelled like a Sasquatch, not a Dr. Squatch. Wow. But all right, guys, enough of these shameless, unpaid for sponsored plugs, because
right,
like I said, we don't get paid for this, but we do love this stuff, and hope you guys, get out there, buy it, and also, get to enjoy it, because it's some good stuff. Seriously. But guys, enough of that. We're going to move on to what you guys are here for. You're here not to talk about our products that we rub across our giblets. You're here to talk about some stayed outside. You stayed outside for 2 hours. Everyone smelled the same.
I'll give some context to that story in just a sec.
All right. Well, like I said, guys, you're here for the tourney talk. You know what? Did it kind of take a little while for it to start, or did it kick on? Because it on this side, it kind of like
it seemed to go through just fine on my end.
Okay, then it's just my internet. I don't know what's going on with it, but we're here for some tourney talk. What else? So, latest news. Oh, we got to use this. We got to use this because this is what's going. It's down. There are some move alerts.
Yeah, yeah.
I have no idea who these people are. So sorry. No offense, guys. And NRG Elite, hey, you guys are. I'm glad you guys got some new players. Just saying.
Well, I mean, this actually brings up an interesting topic, not to go off on too much of a tangent, but we had brought up in previous episodes that, I mean, there are a lot of teams, even in the pro ranks, but that most people can't name half of the roster. They're just not, some of these like superstar guys, but they're all solid, kind of the what they would be called character players in other sports. They do a lot of little things well. They, make up the backbone of the team, and then you have your, 1, 2, 3 guys that are, kind of your cruise missiles or what have you. Yeah. But again, it is nice to see that Elite is trying to make some moves, trying to pick up some, fresh blood. And they could certainly use it. NRG they've kind of been very middle of the pack for most of the, the existence of the team, at least as far back as I can remember. So it'd be nice to see, some fresh blood coming in. It would be nice to see some newer teams, at least making it to the semis.
Well, it says here that Drew Guppy, which
Hey, don't hate on the guy's name.
I don't want to hate on it, but all right, I'm gonna be nice. So he is definitely a standout Canadian semi-pro. So they went up north and picked Homeboy up, and he was part of the RC Sea Dogs. Arr. Is that right? Arr.
Arr.
Arr. Sea Dogs.
Yeah.
So Canadian. So they couldn't find him in America, so they went up north. I mean, it
Hey,
is what it
Ben
is.
Challenger is a perfect example of
Oh,
Canadian talent. A lot of the
that's
guys
true.
from, or I guess I should say some of the older players from Impact. I mean, some of those guys they are Canadian. So
Yeah, yeah, that's true. Sorry, not to hate on the Canadians, and not to to hate on Howie Mandel. So the Royal City Sea Dogs. All right, cool. So it says team owner had this to say: Team NRG Elite is proud to announce the acquisition of Canadian Drew Guppy. I've followed Drew's paintball career closely over the last several years, and I'm very impressed with his calm demeanor and skill level. He's visited our camp in Virginia a few times and fits in well. We're excited to have him on our roster. Nice. That's from Alan Buffton, team owner of NRG. So, but the move hasn't stopped there. We have another NRG alert. Oh, I didn't cut out the back. Oh wait, I didn't cut out the back. We have Devin Stewart that is coming over to NRG alert, and he is previously from Houston Heat,
yeah, yeah.
and
So
he's now Go ahead.
no, I was just going to say Devin's a little bit more well known, obviously coming from a Houston Heat squad that almost is almost always at least in the they're in the challenge for you know semifinals and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, little surprised to see they're letting that Heat let any of their more like I say, they're character guys. He's another one. Devin is he does a lot of little things well. He makes up the solid kind of backbone of the team there. I mean, Tyler Harmon is obviously he's a generational talent. Ron Dizon, extraordinarily talented. Chad Boucher, Chad George. They've got a whole lineup of all stars on Houston. But they still need some of these lesser known guys to fill in the blanks. And I mean, especially like Ryan Moorhead. Ryan's not getting any younger. Some of the guys from Houston are not getting any younger. Lupe says he's actually a local guy.
Oh,
So
nice. Yeah.
yeah, but see that's the perfect thing right there is I was going to say he probably wasn't getting a lot of playing time on that Houston Heat squad. So
Well, Ellen has this to say about him. Team NRG Elite is excited to announce the signing of Devin Stewart, formerly of Houston Heat. Devin will bring top tier experience and leadership to our organization. He's a great player and more importantly, an outstanding young man. So that goes along with Lupe saying he's a good guy.
yeah,
So also Stewart had to say was I've spent a large portion of my pro career with Heat, and the team has been my family. I appreciate all that they have done for me, and I can't thank Randy and the Smiths enough for treating me like one of their own or one of their own of for all I'm getting all jumbled here. One of their own for all of these years. There we go. Didn't practice it before I read it. It's all right. This was a hard decision to make, but I'm super excited to be joining up and coming an up and coming NRG elite and hope to make an immediate impact as well as help guide the team in reaching future goals. So he feels that NRG elite is up and coming, and hopefully with these moves, like you said, here's a seasoned veteran of a team that is frequented the top what 4 to
I'd say they're probably top six. They're a top six.
but they make it to Sundays, and they can make it to towards the end.
Mm-hmm.
So, and he's been there for that.
Yeah.
So this could help NRG Elite to get that experience, like we've talked about in the past with other players moving to these younger teams, but to get that experience, get that what they need to give them a little bit more of an edge, a little bit more of a boost.
Yep.
So there we go, guys. Those are the two move alerts. NRG Alert or NRG Elite. Good luck with these guys. Hope to see you guys, doing something.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we got something else. Infamous. LA Infamous has got a new home. And Dennis, what is that new home?
They are coming back home in the sense that Infamous is now going to be calling SC Village their home field.
So,
I mean, I think this has been a long time coming. Honestly, I felt like it was either going to be them or possibly the Iron Men. We're going to come back to SC Village, especially with all the major upgrades that Geo has done to the tournament arenas.
mm-hmm.
It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
It really does. I don't know what, I would not be surprised if we started seeing, the Dynasty guys back out there more regularly, especially with Greenspan doing a lot of the clinics at SC Village, Hollywood. He's going through the giant party sports and stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, so this is the funny thing about them coming back to. Always thought it was weird that Giant in Dallas was their home field. Yeah, it would be weird, especially because they're the Los Angeles Infamous.
Yeah.
Or Infamous.
But see, therein lies the other. That's yet one more reason why I'm not entirely surprised to have seen this happen, because mm-hmm. that was all that was a Geo thing, and Hollywood. There's no way that they'd be able to really practice at Hollywood. The grounds are just not up to it. And like I say, I mean, Geo's been working on the tournament arenas for the past year or so. And I mean, now that they're finally ready.
Well, I mean, just think about how weird, how it's like, oh my gosh, you just, rebuilt that one field. It looks amazing. And all kinds of teams are practicing up there. Oh, look at that. You just brought back, what do you call it? A pro team to come out to the field and practice.
Yeah.
Or call it their home.
Well, and that's the thing is, a lot of the players that played for Infamous in the past, I mean, there was a lot of connection and history with them and SC Village. The original Avalanche lineup ended up becoming Infamous when Infamous started in PSP X-Ball, and to this day, he is still, God, I can't think of his name now, and I'm drawing such a blank. I apologize. It's been a long day at work. But the owner of Infamous is still very much connected with Geo and SC Village Giant Party Sports. So again, I kind of saw it coming.
I mean, I kind of saw it coming too, with them doing all that they're doing as far as to the fields. But it's like, seriously, it took you this long. I mean, when was the last time you and me actually went there to play?
SC Village?
Yeah.
The last time I played at SC Village was when we were still practicing there with Keepler. So that tells you right there.
And how bad was it then?
It's pretty bad.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, you're tripping over the seams in the turf. The turf had worn down so much you couldn't slide if you wanted to.
Exactly.
I mean, yeah, it wasn't great. It wasn't great. And we were still playing 7-man at that time, and there was not enough bunkers on the field to field a 7-man team, let alone a 5-man. So
no, I remember
it was rough.
I remember even the bunkers were like, what bunkers they did have, they were like not even inflated properly, and when you inflate them, it was like within 5 minutes, oh, this thing's like now going. It
Yeah,
was ridiculous.
you were kind of fighting the clock. When you got into your bunker, you either, you know, had to adjust with the slowly deflating air ball, soup air in front of you, or get the hell out of that bunker and get somewhere else. But yeah, good luck with that.
Yeah. So
Especially
now,
because especially because
huh?
at the time they were not allowing us a field to ourselves to scrim or run drills. We were basically practicing with walk-ons.
Yeah.
So it was literally like 12 aside, 13 aside, I'm like, it's not good. That's
Ridiculous.
why we ended up going to jungle. I mean, jungle ended up giving us a home.
Yep. Exactly. And well, we'll see how long that lasts. Let's see how long these new.
Well, Travis Lemansky. I don't foresee him, backing out of any kind of a deal that he has with Geo right now. He's still, very much, like I say, he's very much entrenched with Infamous, and I mean, a lot of those guys that was their home field, as Avalanche, and then even as Miami Effect, they were still practicing it at SC Village.
Well, I mean,
So
a lot of teams were practicing at SC Village. You
yeah,
had Iron Men, you had SC or Dynasty, you had Infamous and Avalanche. You had all these teams that were there.
yeah,
But the
yeah.
thing is that what I'm not saying is, well, let's see how long
Legacy,
these guys will
HK.
stay there.
Yeah.
It's more of let's see how long these fields will stay the way that they are.
Mm. Well, hopefully hopefully the powers that be that are, doing the day-to-day upkeep on SC Village, they're going to do their job and, really take care of it, because it'll be a shame to see all of that work go to hell.
Yeah, definitely. So, we'll see what happens. We'll see if how many more teams start to jump over to SC Village again and start practicing there, because it seems like a lot of teams are their new home is ASG.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So,
Which, I mean, it says a lot for the owners at ASG. They've been able to maintain a very nice field. Obviously, Mike Hinman has a lot to do with that. He's basically headquartered the WCPPL out of ASG. So,
yep. So, all right, guys, that's enough for. So, with that,
yeah.
let's hear a little bit about Dennis's time in Texas before we move on to our next segment, because I do have that other segment and it's set up for gear review. So I figure that's where it should be.
Okay.
So, Dennis, how was Texas?
Texas was a lot of fun. It was a really good time. Obviously, I wasn't down there entirely for paintball reasons for the show or anything like that. I was actually just visiting family. But it was a lot of fun. I got to see all kinds of cool stuff. Yeah, we did some like super touristy stuff like the Alamo, which was still really neat. But I toured the original Dr. Pepper bottling plant, which is now a museum.
You went to Mecca.
And that,
you visited Mecca.
Yeah, it was. It was really cool. It was very, very cool. Got to see a little bit about the history of Dr. Pepper as it were, growing over the years and stuff like that. I had a moment where I thought I was going to have to change my pants, because inside of the museum, as I said, it used to be the bottling plant for Dr. Pepper. They had wells that were in the floor of the plant that they actually drew the water from to make Dr. Pepper. Well, one of the wells is still there, and it's been capped over with glass. And I wasn't really paying attention when I was walking, and as I stepped down, I hit the floor, and it was hollow. It sounded hollow. And I looked down at the floor, and I almost fell. I almost fell over, because I'm looking straight down the well. It's probably a good 60, 70 feet, maybe more. It literally almost scared the crap out of me.
That is called the well of life.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
And that well is still active, actually. They don't use it for anything, but depending on what time of the year you go, the water level does rise and fall. So the well is still active. It does still have water in it, which was kind of
Nice.
neat. Um, and then, we worked our way out, went to the gift store, and I've got a ton of stuff for you. I picked up a bunch of stuff for you, Eugene. And then you kind of walk across the parking lot, and it's the rest of the museum, but they have an actual soda fountain inside. And so I got a Dr. Pepper cream soda float made with Bluebell ice cream, Texas. And it was really good. It was super, super good. And it came in a souvenir glass that says, Dr. Pepper Museum, stuff like that. So that's going to be going to Eugene the next time I see him as well.
Dude. So
But that
just
was
so
really
you know,
cool.
just so
What's
you
that?
know, just so you know, since you had a Dr. Pepper float from the
Yeah.
Dr. Pepper Museum, you just added 10 years to your life. I'm just saying.
I feel peppier. No pun
Exactly.
intended. No pun intended. But no, so it was really cool. Got to see, a few other landmarks and things. We went into Waco. I saw the Texas Ranger Museum, not the baseball team. But that was really, really cool. Like, that was really fascinating to see, not only the history of the Texas Rangers as a group, but how they morphed into what they are today.
Chuck Norris's band of heroes.
Yes, Walker, Texas Ranger. Yes. Oh my God. But so I mean, that was super cool. Got to see that. Got to hit up a couple of wineries, which I'm not a big wine guy, but that was actually a lot of fun. And then of course Saturday, for anybody who was paying attention to our Instagram, I actually was able to meet up with Niles and the Texas Cyclones out at Outlaw Paintball, just
Nice.
outside of Austin, a little town called Pflugerville.
Pfluger.
Yeah. But that was eye-opening. That was eye-opening for me because these guys were out there. I mean, it averaged 105 temps most of the week while I was there, which is not. I mean, it's hot, but that's not that bad. We get those kind of temps here in California as well, but the humidity is what did me in, because I don't think it dropped below maybe
70%.
No, it probably dropped to like maybe 50%, 40%, somewhere around there, but it was still really bad when it's that hot.
Oh God.
But spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours out there talking with Niles. I did go live a couple of times while they were out there scrimmaging. They were actually running scrims with the Austin Notorious Pro line, as well as their D4 X ball line. No, D2 X ball line. Sorry. So that was really cool. I didn't get a chance to talk with the Notorious guys much. Briefly chatted with their coach Ryan Gray, who was very generous. Took a few minutes to kind of shoot the breeze with me, and I didn't realize that he has been around since the days of Texas Storm, and so he was a big part of some of those early Texas Storm teams. The success that they had.
Nice.
So that was really cool. That was really nice. And then, of course, as you saw, Niles was super gracious. He had my mom and I on the bus. And I surprised him. I was like, all right, I know Eugene's probably going to kill me, but Niles really liked, the behind the mask jersey. So I was like, you know what? He's been a big supporter of ours for a long time. He's a good friend. So I gifted him my behind the mask jersey. And then he turned around and he gave me a Texas Cyclone jersey, and he goes, oh, and I've got something else here for you, and he hands me a pair of the custom Texas Cyclone pants that were made for them by Shocker Paintball, that they only wore them very briefly before signing with Carbon. So I had a pair of those, and then he goes, and I've got one more thing for you, and he pulls out this white box, and hang on, I'm grabbing it right now.
Yeah, I'm grabbing something else too. Chump.
So he goes, so there's one more thing that I want to give to you. And he opens this box, and he gave me one of the Texas Cyclone custom Powerhouse tank regs. This I feel really bad for having accepted, even though it was given to me as a gift. These things are not cheap, you guys. These regs are not cheap, and
Nice.
you know, and this one especially. This is the long body, so this is actually an adjustable pressure. Yeah, it was pretty incredible. There are some things still coming in the mail, Eugene, that are actually going to you from the team. So I didn't forget about you. Unfortunately, it was just not much there that Niles could hand to me. So, but there is still some stuff coming from the team that's actually going to you.
Well, I actually do have the package that I meant to give you to give to Lupe and Niles. So I got to send that over to. We're gonna have to send them to Niles and Lupe, which are the shirts.
Yeah.
And so Lupe, you will be getting a new Behind the Mask, one of the newer shirts, and also your Sexy Saxman shirt, and a Geek Saga shirt too. So just so you know, you got all these shirts coming to you. So you start clearing out your drawer because these are amazing shirts.
Yeah.
And also some stickers and what do you call it? Dog tag from the Geek Saga. We created our own dog tags that has it etched in there, which I should have had one here, but I don't. So yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
No, thank you and Buckaroo Bonsai because of those donations, we were able to create the stuff that we have.
Yeah. So. And then speaking of Lupe, so you know, as I said, I spent about an hour and a half, 2 hours at the field with Niles and the team, hung out with them, actually got to talk with some of the players and stuff like that. So, but from there, we hopped in the car and made another 2-hour drive to the town of Leona and sat down with Lupe for steaks. And
nice.
hands down was well worth the drive and the wait. But that was an absolute pleasure. You know, I really appreciate you, Lupe, for taking the time to come see us. He kept shrugging it off. He goes, "Oh, believe me, this is not a big deal of a drive because Fit, he's always going to Fit and he's going to all these other fields." He goes, "Oh, I think Fit was maybe a half an hour from where we had met for steaks," and he goes, "Yeah, a 3-hour drive is not that big of a deal to me." So,
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
But that's the good thing, and it's something that I learned very quickly while I was in Texas is that it's a lot of like when you're where you need to be, plenty of, like it doesn't take very long. But then as soon as you need to go somewhere else, it's an hour and a half, 2-hour drive.
Jeez.
But it doesn't feel like it because
it's just flat.
Parts of it. But
the scenery doesn't really change. You're driving, you're like, "Oh, I'm here."
Well, surprisingly, everything was very green. It was very green. It was very lush, so it was nice. But yeah, I was able to get a couple of pictures. I snapped a couple of pictures of Lupe and I, as we were leaving. I got a picture of him before he started in on his steak. I just need to post those up. But again, I mean, it was super, super cool that, he took the time to come meet with us. And yeah, I mean, it was an absolute pleasure to hang out with him. He's absolutely a blast.
So you just missed.
I know. And I was actually thinking about that when you mentioned it. I was looking at my mom. I go, "So Mom, what's going on tomorrow?" Because this was Saturday evening that we met up, and I flew out of Texas Sunday evening. So I'm trying to think of myself. I'm like, I wonder if I could pull it off, but then, I didn't want to impose too much, and again, the main reason why I was there was to visit with my parents and spend time with them. So, yeah. But I did see some of Jeff's posts on Instagram. He's talking about that they got themselves kicked out of a bar because Haley's underage.
Oh,
She got
Wow.
him kicked out because she's underage.
Jeez. Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's cool, man. I'm glad to hear that your trip went really well and you had a lot of fun while you were out there and that you finally got to actually, you can't really say, put a face to the voice because we do see them. We've seen them on here several times now. So we
Yeah.
know what they look like. It's
Yeah.
just to finally get to see them in real life, in person, and be able to talk to them. Because Niles I love Niles. That dude is amazing. And
They
I
both
had the
are.
opportunity to meet him, a couple years
Yeah.
ago now. And Loop is the only one that's now I got to meet. So we got to definitely
Well,
do
I
that.
haven't met Jeff yet. I don't know if you've met.
Oh, well, yeah. I haven't met Jeff yet either. So definitely got to meet Jeff. So now that we heard all about Dennis's adventures and now how he's going to live an extra 10 years because he drank from the well of life, we are going to move into. Look at that. Gear
That
review.
nice. I
So,
like that.
a little bit of gear review here. Wait, what does Lupe have to say? I know that's who's watching this. Told Dennis I have the first pizza at Flappers in Old Town.
Yeah. So what he's referring to is a pizza place that's in Orlando there.
Oh, so he wants to rub it in again.
Honestly, no, Eugene. Honestly, I've
Uh-huh.
looked at the logistics of it. If we plan well enough ahead,
Yeah.
Cup could very easily happen
Okay.
because flights into Texas are not that bad, and we could do it. We would just have to. Essentially, what we'd have to do is we'd have to red eye into Texas, maybe jump on the Cyclone bus, or see if Lupe's got room for us, and then we fly back home from Florida. But it could be done.
Then there we go. We're gonna start planning.
Yep.
Lupe, I'm finally gonna show up and be all. I'm in Florida, Holmes. Look at me. But all right, guys, let's talk about a little bit of gear review here, and it is a rumor. Nothing just yet solidified that this is really happening, but we saw this post. Possible comeback for Alien Paint PB.
So I'm gonna tell you right now, it's not a rumor. In the I guess you could say the man behind the mask, so to speak, at um what's the parent company of Alien? Can't think of what they're called now.
Um,
But
well, it was Air. It wasn't Air America or America
no,
Air or
no. It's Parabolic. I think it's Parabolic. Anyway, he actually. So I first saw this on um on Will Ball for Soup on
yeah.
Scotty's account,
Mm-hmm.
and he was in the comments and he said, "Yeah, no, we're currently milling bodies. We're putting it together. Yes, we are. This is happening."
So we are going to see a reemergence of Alien Paintball.
Yep.
Which, you know what? I never shot one. I've seen them, but never shot one.
I did. I shot one of their early guns when I played Cal Jam.
Oh, really? How
Yeah.
was it?
It shot like an impulse with less weight and kick.
Nice.
Which, and I loved my impulse. I had an impulse and I loved that gun. It just unfortunately never. It constantly was going down on me.
Well, I mean, this is actually, I mean, to hear about this is actually really cool because it's adding a new another, or I don't want to say a new line, but it essentially is like a new line of marker out there onto the market.
Yeah, I mean it's a name that we've seen in the past, yes, but yeah, I mean I'm hoping that the current design that they're coming out with is gonna kind of push the edge a little bit. Um, right now, a lot of the marker technology is it's very similar in every gun. You know, PE, DLX, they all. That's true, Lupe. That's very true. Um, but they're all very similar, you know, in their basic design. I know there's some things here and there that make, you know, one a little bit better than the other or what have you, but you know, it'd be nice to see you know, a newer face come in and, like I said, kind of push the line, push the boundaries of what is out there for markers right now. And then on top of that, just diversify the pool a little bit, you know. um,
Yeah.
Not that you can necessarily point the finger at any one company or anything like that, but you know, ever since the economy went to crap, a lot of the smaller companies went out of business. You know, I mean, nowadays, if you see an AKA marker out there, it's a collector's item, man, and they still work just as good as they ever did. But
Yeah.
you know, they're collector's items. Same with the FEP Quest. I know there's a couple of quests that are still around there floating around, and they you know, they're collector's items.
Well, I mean, you can literally count the marker, companies right now on one hand. Really.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's kind of nice to see a new one popping up where back in the day it was like literally companies were just popping up and people were putting out markers. And then, like you said, once the economy tanked, I mean, it was like, well, there they go, gone.
yeah. Yeah,
So,
I mean that was a good. I know we always wax nostalgic about the good old days and stuff like that, but that was a really good time for paintball because, you know, people there were a lot of independent paintball companies that were doing new things. They were doing their own thing, and it made for a really good cross section of you know, the industry. You had your choice of so many different products, you know, whether it's barrel systems, it was guns, loaders. I mean, there were so many different things out at the time. You know, and then unfortunately some of the old guard, you know, disappeared. You know, Indian Creek, I think, is still around technically. They you
um,
know,
let me
they're
see.
around as a company, but they obviously have not made markers in quite a long time. Um, you know, it would be really nice to see. It would be really nice to see.
Indian Creek Design. That's what they're. That's it.
Yeah, yeah, ICD, Indian Creek Design. Yeah, and yeah, that's the other part of it as well, Mike. There was so many options out there. A lot of companies were offering either custom anodizing or laser engraving and stuff like that. But again, as Mike is saying there, nowadays the guns are, you know, they have everything you need right out of the box. There's no need for aftermarket parts unless it's, you know, a significant upgrade to what's already there. I.e., you know, some people like the current aftermarket shocker, the shocker amp bolts. You know, they prefer going with like a soft face bolt or what have you. But again, you know, most of the marker technology is at a point where, you know, straight out of the box, it's got everything you need and you don't have to worry about it unless
Yeah.
you want to swap out one barrel system for another. And even then, you still probably have to be careful because, um, you know, I don't know if you can use anything but field one barrels on a force gun. I don't know if you can or not.
Um, Honestly, I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's a perfect example right there. I mean, there were so many aftermarket SFT shockers. Period. I can't even remember how many quote unquote private label shockers there were. You know,
Well,
um,
it wasn't just shockers, but you even had like how many different cockers that were now being put out?
oh God, yeah.
You know, that
Oh God, yeah. I mean, between Eclipse and Free Flow, Bad Boys Toys, Shock Tech. I mean, there were so many.
Yeah, the list goes on of
Oh,
all
the
the
auto
different.
cockroach about it. Okay. Oh, so it's just the way the okay, the AccuLock is just the barrel sleeve. It's not the entire barrel. Okay.
But it's nice to hear small companies coming back. Let's see how they do. Let's see if we can actually get a hold of somebody. I mean, you've got kind of the inside scoop on this one, or at least a little inside track, and somebody that that you can talk to see if we can get
Yeah.
something there.
Honestly, the guy is very easy to reach out to. So I think I'll do that, in the next couple of days here. See if I can't pin him down and see if he'd be willing to come on and talk about it and what have you. But the other cool thing is the fact that, for those of us who remember when the alien markers were out there, they were good guns. I mean, I really liked the one that I tried out, and they improved on their design over time before they stopped producing markers. So they were good guns. They were not, spider clones or anything like that. So it's nice to see.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what happens, and if we can get a hold of the homeboy over there at Alien, get him on the show, talk to him. Who knows? Maybe become the official podcast for Alien Paintball. Ooh, that sounds actually pretty good.
It does. It does.
Just saying.
Now, Eugene, where did you pull this graphic from?
Which one?
The one that's on the screen, the alien one.
Oh, that was off the Facebook page for Alien.
When was that posted?
Oh, dude, that was.
Is it old? Is that old?
Yeah. It's old. It's old. It's not nothing. It's not anything recent. It was just something that it was like the first picture on there. I think it was from like way back. I don't know when, but
gotcha. Okay, I wasn't sure if maybe what we were looking at was the design of the markers that they're going to be coming out with or not.
No, I honestly I was looking for more on that picture that was on Instagram.
Yeah.
See if we can get something more elaborate, but I mean, all we saw was aside from this picture. So if you guys go on there onto Instagram, you can see that they're milled, and then they also have some like blueprints of a possible what the marker can look like from different angles. So we'll see what happens. All right, I think that's pretty much it for. Let me close this. There we go. That's pretty much it for. Gotta love that music. But that's pretty much it. I mean, that was gear review, guys. And, when we start getting more gear, or at least we can get our hands on some gear. So, if there's anybody out there, you guys got to remember.
Yes. Okay. So
oh my gosh.
Sorry. I was trying to get it up before you ended the gear review thing. So it is parabolic. Sorry. So it is parabolic paintball that is currently working on it. And he says, it is indeed Jack Rice and he are working together.
Nice.
They're using a California-based shop they're coming out with a mech.
Oh.
So it's going to be the same lower tube as the Deception, which I think was that purple gun that was in there.
Yeah.
So in a way, it's a resurrection of the Alien brand using the Morph spool valve, is what he's saying.
Okay. Right on.
Yeah. So now that I'm seeing it right here, I'm going to bookmark him. We're going to reach out to him and see if we can get him on. But yeah, Parabolic is the one who's actually going to be producing this gun.
So Alien Paintball. If you guys have it in your heart and you want us to try out your markers or your gear, there it is. See this poor face? Wait, I don't really have the Jeff tonight. But I'm kidding. We usually pay for our gear because we're ballers like that. We have
Right.
money laying around. But you know what? Hey, so I was messing around and I wanted to show this off on this show because we've got new merch that we're going to be starting to put out. So alongside the shirts that we have, which I got to finally get them up onto our Instagram, and if you guys are interested in wanting to purchase them, by all means, DM us. But we will have those up. I will put those up. But look what I created. Let's see. Can zoom in there?
Right there. There you go.
There. So yes, if you guys don't know, we do another podcast which is called the Geek Saga, and this is our logo, and this is the first of the Geek Saga pins.
Tell her I don't believe her. I believe Jeff.
Pin. There we go. There it is. So yeah, there you go, guys. It's something new that I'm kind of messing with. I had fun making these, and they're resin plastic pins. So we will have some of these for Behind the Mask, and we will have these for the Geek Saga, and also for one of our the bulk of these that will be made are for actually one of our sponsors, which is, we do have an official sponsor, which we haven't actually shown the commercial in a while. I should show that commercial, huh?
Yes.
Yes, we're going to roll the commercial. Sponsors, they're a great source for your 80s and moving into the 90s memorabilia as far as stickers. They now have t-shirts that are up on their website, which are the Sexy Jazz guy from Lost Boys, the Sexy Sax Man, which Lupe is going to be getting, and also there's like Pretty in Pink sticker or shirts. Empire Records. If you guys don't know what that movie is, you guys should go see that. It's an amazing movie.
It's Rex Day.
Exactly. Or Shoplifter. But yeah, there will be pins like this on there. They will be up for sale. It'll be various, obviously 80s movies. I believe it's going to be some Pretty in Pink and some Lost Boys stickers. Oh, and Labyrinth stickers. I mean, pins. So they're going to be going up for sale for $5. And the t-shirts, I believe right now, are at $24.99 or $19.99. You guys got to go on there. It's on Etsy. Check them out. It's a lot of cool stuff on there. And a lot of the stickers that I have on my flask are ones that have been made from Riot Collectibles. So, especially right there. That's the Warren. If you guys can see, there it is. So.
Oh yeah. Anyway. Okay. Yeah. So for anybody curious, this is actually who is producing the stickers for us as well. So I think are we able to actually order stickers from Riot for Behind the Mask? Like if they went on the Riot, the stickers are there.
No.
Okay.
But you can order them from us. So I gotta I'll put up a picture of our stickers and you can order them directly from us.
Got it.
So yeah, there you go. So yeah, Lupe. Oh wait, I totally missed what was going on about Haley.
So Haley says that she did not get them kicked out of a bar. She said they were going to go to a daiquiri place and they just wouldn't serve her. Jeff said that they full on said, you cannot be in here. You need to leave. So I'm not sure who to believe. Because Haley is, she can be all sweet and innocent and stuff, but,
well,
I've heard some of the stories straight from straight
Jeff?
from her father. I've heard some stories, so I'm not sure if I entirely believe her. But that's
Well,
okay.
seeing that the story was coming from a former service member, I would say that it is embellished a little bit. I will
Oh,
say that.
that's not where I thought you were going to go with that.
There is embellishment in the stories that we tell because we obviously want it to be bigger than it really is.
Ah,
So, so yeah, there we go. I mean, we weren't there. I'm not gonna take sides, so I don't know who.
yeah, and it's obviously it's all in good fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, Lupe, should we go into poop talk?
We've got 4 minutes.
We
Make
got
it
more
quick.
than that. I mean, I know that Lupe already he always wants us to go into colon talk. So
I don't know if he necessarily wants us to.
he
It just
wants us.
happens.
He always brings it up. He's the one that brings it up. Time for colon talk. All right, let's talk about our colons. And he's not saying anything. Look at that. He's quiet because he knows I'm right.
Wow. I don't know. I don't
Uh dude, I actually saw what was it Transformers.
And
Oh, I thought you froze. Let's see. While new medicine is taking my colon into brain.
it's like saying young Phil's name 3 times, man. If you will, it will come or something.
It is. Oh, Lupe. Thank you. Thank you for that. And if there was any other viewers, I think we just lost them.
Probably.
Oh my gosh. Always could count on Lupe for that. And but as far as Transformers, it
Yeah.
was actually really good.
It
I'm
looks good. I to be honest with you, I was like, I think maybe I might have to actually go see this one.
you know what? I wish I would have seen it in theaters. I really do. Because it was one of those things that I should have watched on a bigger screen than my screen.
Yeah.
But if you're looking to watch this movie, I'm not going to say that it is a legit site, but Cat Taz is a site to watch it on. I'm not saying that people steal things and stream it on there, but I'm saying that it's a good copy. So I'm just saying
Well, Lupe says it's out on digital now.
it is, but I don't want to pay for it. Not going to pay for it. If I don't have to pay for it, I'm not going to pay for it.
Oh yeah. So I definitely got to post those pictures up. Yeah, this restaurant was something else, man.
So on top of your medication, that steak just did you start seeing like it was like you went into warp speed and you started seeing all the colors and you're just like and then all of a sudden it went plaid and you're like one of those moments.
Honestly, when I show you the picture, that's probably what was going through his head. Yeah, this place was incredible, man. They don't ask what do you want, they just want to know how big.
Oh my
Do you
God.
want 10 ounce, 12 ounce, 16 ounce, and then how do you want it cooked? And that's all they ask you.
Sounds
And
like
then they
heart
bring
attack.
you. What's that?
Sounds like a heart attack.
Oh no, it was amazing. It was amazing. And they bring you your steak, a side of like red potatoes that were cooked perfectly, and a dinner roll, and that's it. That's it.
That sounds good. Look at that.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yes, see, I was ludicrous speed. And my mom, I have to tell you, Lupe, my mom had such a blast. She was like, he is just so like he's so fascinating and he talks about all of these things and he knows all of this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, of course he does. He's our friend.
Yep.
Yes, my steak was still mooing. Yeah. So Lupe said, "Oh, I think I'm gonna do medium rare." I did mine rare,
Oh, dude.
and it was perfect. No, it was perfect.
I'm serious. I'm seriously jealous because like as you were globetrotting around Texas, because Texas is not just a state, it's a whole world unto itself.
Huh?
I was, at the start of your trip, I was at work.
Yeah.
So you made the trip to Mecca without me, and I was jealous, first of all, because that is, where I've been wanting to go. And then you're talking about all this great food that you were having as you were traveling, and I'm like sitting there with a freaking microwave dinner, and I'm like, garbage. Just
All right,
straight
man.
garbage.
I thought I gave you enough heads up when I booked the trip. You could have come.
No, honestly, I wouldn't have been able to come, even if I mean, I wanted to, but I wouldn't have been able to.
Oh,
Unfortunately, just uh, yeah, there was too many people on leave already at work, so I could not leave myself.
yeah. I gotcha. I gotcha.
So,
Well, like I say, November, we still got time. Lupe was saying he found $89 flights from Houston to Florida.
man, that's cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
if you do the whole like one-way trip, you book your one way
Hmm.
and then you book your one way back, it comes out to be a hell of a lot cheaper than
Yeah.
booking a round trip.
Yeah. And Niles, he had said that he's having the semi-pro line, that the semi-pro bus.
Uh-huh.
Uh, he's having bunk beds installed in the back of the bus. They're putting a full working shower as opposed to just a toilet
Nice.
and a mobile office. So he's going to be fully like self-sufficient. He's going to have Wi-Fi capable, like fully in there.
He's probably going to start driving that just every day. With all the traveling he does, he can just take that like a camper.
I think he does.
That's crazy. Dude, he's nuts, but he's cool. I like
Yeah.
Niles. He's a great guy.
Yeah, that was fantastic. It was awesome. And
So,
I got to meet Kyle, like
oh,
face to face.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah, he's doing good. He's doing real good.
That's good, man.
Got to see
Honest,
Andy, got to see a few of the other guys. So it was cool. It was really cool.
like I said, I mean, I'm jealous, but I'm happy for you that you got to go do that. And hopefully, on the next trip to Texas, I'll be able to actually come along. And if we start working it now, we probably can book that trip to Cup this coming
Yeah.
year. So we'll see what happens. You fly, you can know. Oh wait, what? You fly, you can know.
You can now be a true
Oh,
paintballer by knowing the mayor of Orlando. So Lupe, for context of the story, he said that's how you know if you're a true paintballer, because as you're going through the Orlando airport, the first voice you hear is, "Hi, this is blah blah blah. I'm the mayor of Orlando," and the last voice you hear when you're leaving Orlando is, "Thanks for visiting." Blah blah blah.
okay.
So
So just so Lupin knows, I have been to Cup once. Okay, I have been out there, and it was
but
with
this was
Impact, huh?
it was with who?
It was for Impact.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Way back in the day, it was just me and
Yeah, it was
uh,
wasn't it you
Jim.
and you and
It was
Jim,
just two of us that flew out there, and
and you
we
got
hung.
you guys were like had met up with Bart, right?
Yeah, we met up with Bart and actually stayed at their house with the team. So we were there with them, and we I mean, obviously we went to the tournament, but we also did like they went to
Yes.
how do you spell dynasty? What? I'm lost.
You know the chant DYNASDY. DYNASDY. Yeah.
Yeah.
The way you spell dynasty. Yeah. That's how
So,
you know you're a paintballer.
well, like I said, so I've done Cup once.
Yeah.
I've got one under my belt, and it was a lot of fun. So we'll see what happens. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, I wish I could. I mean, more like just gentlemen in Lupe.
Oh,
He's taking jabs
wow.
at me. I got to take one
Wow.
right in the freaking taint. Boss.
Yes. Yes.
See?
Oh,
See?
see, we have a lady.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Hi, Amber.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is going to be the end of our show. So, hope you guys enjoyed everything. It's always fun, as always. We didn't get too deep into colon talk, so we kept the lady that is in the chat in the show. So that's a good thing, right?
Yes, it's a very good thing.
Because I can go deep. We can start shoveling. We can go into it. But we're going to hold off on that.
Thank you. Because I don't want to go deep in any colon.
All right. I won't. I'm going to save it. We'll save it for a day when we don't have a lady in the chat. But as always, guys, it's fun to be on this show. It's always fun to be here. You know what? We haven't been very angry lately, which is a good thing, right?
It's a very good thing.
Yeah.
Paintball has been good to us lately. In the past few months, it's been very good to us lately. So.
It has. So, but we'll see what happens once the NXL next event comes around and see how good and how bad everything goes. And then we'll probably get angry again.
Yeah.
Find something else to rant about. But lately we've been doing pretty good.
Yeah. So, I figure if we can stay the course at least until Cup, then we're good. And then we'll let all of that pent up frustration out in Vegas. Because the first event of the year is in Vegas next year.
Which is pretty awesome. So we got to actually, so on top of booking our trip to Orlando for Cup, we're going to have to start looking into Vegas.
Well, Vegas is a much easier endeavor because that's only a 4-hour drive.
It is, but we also got to book our stay at the Venetian because I'm not going to stay at anywhere else. It's either the Venetian or I'm just saying, you know, we got to set up our couples spa time. So while we're out there, I mean, why not?
Yeah.
We got to actually make sure that we have money to go and gamble. We got to get our suits together because obviously, you know, when you go out there, you want to look like money, right?
Yeah.
And as we're driving out there,
that ain't no lie.
we gotta go in there and we gotta show them, like, you know, like we're money, you know.
Yeah.
So we gotta look like ballers. Now we'll bring it into the now we're
okay. See, look at that.
See, because that's the place to stay, dude. I'm telling you, the Venetian is freaking sick. Oh my god, when I stayed there, whoo, damn, that place is nice. You've got your bedroom, and this is not even a suite. It was just like a freaking hotel room. You got your bedroom area, and then you step down into the living room area, and it's a full couch that goes around. Nice TV right there, and then you got another TV up in front of the bedroom. The view was of the strip, but it was really cool view. Can't go wrong.
Yeah.
So got to do the Venetian. If I go anywhere else, I'm gonna cry. Seriously, I stayed at the Strata, or now it's called the Strat. Dude, I got a contact high just getting out of my car, walking up to the front desk.
Yeah, wow.
That's like straight Compton right there.
That's you run that risk when you go into downtown Las Vegas. The closer you get to Fremont, you know.
Oh, dude, it was like, seriously, walking up, and I was like, dude, I do not want to walk out of the hotel at night, because that area was literally like, if you went to Compton, took a piece of Compton, dropped it right by the Strata, that's what that area looked like. It was bad. But then again, it was $25 a night.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm going to be. So, and then I
Yeah.
also stayed at the what was that one hotel? The Virgin Hotel,
Mm-hmm.
and like the bed was hard as a rock, but it had this one thing in the corner, like where you can lean up against in the corner, and I was like, why is that there? And then there was like up by the TV, sometimes they have like complimentary stuff or whatever.
Right.
They had a box that's all sex games. I was like, what in the hell? I was like, ugh. I was like, what hotel am I staying in?
One of
Never again.
those.
It
The
was
ones
one
that
of
rent
those.
by the hour.
It was bad. It was bad. I was like, no, I'm not going to stay here again. So, stayed at the MGM Grand, and that was actually not too bad. So, if
MGM's
we,
nice. I've stayed
yeah,
there. I stayed at the Luxor. Luxor is really nice.
yeah. If we can't get
Stayed
the
at the
Venetian,
Excalibur.
if we can't get the Venetian, like Lupe the Baller, we'll get no. We'll go down to the slums and stay at MGM. Yeah, maybe take a black light next time you go. No, nah, nah. That's I'm all right. It's all right. I am not going to have a black light. I do not want to see just no. That would be wrong. So, all right, enough. We're babbling on, going on about everything else that we should be actually trying to end the show. See, that's what happens. I freaking go into left field and always get sidetracked. And it started with colon talk. So,
Well, to be fair, you put it there because you were like, now we can talk colon talk.
but all right, guys. All right, or all right, everybody. Better.
Yes,
I don't want to just say guys now that we know.
that's right.
Um, that's it for us tonight, and hope you guys hope you all enjoyed tonight's show. Can't do that. I got to say guys. I just got to say it because it's just whatever. Hope you guys enjoyed the show. As always, it is a pleasure to be on. Lupe, thank you for being on. Mike, if you're still on there, awesome. I'm getting checked. Look at that. Wow. All right. So thanks to everybody for being on the show and the chat and everything. It's always fun for us. And, Mike, I'm going to actually be calling you up because I want to bounce some ideas off of you. So just so you know, I'm going to give you a heads up. A couple of things that I wanted to talk to you about. But yeah, I guess that's it. Dennis, you got anything?
No. Aside from, thank you, Texas, for, accepting me. Everybody that I met was incredibly gracious. A lot of what people say about Texans is very true. They're very, very warm, very welcoming. I had a great time. I really did.
Sweet. Well, that's why when I finally get the chance, I'm going to be moving to Texas. I got a couple more years before I can, but that's my destination. That's where I'm going to be living. So just so you guys know.
Just make sure you find a part of the state that you're not going to die in the heat and the humidity. It was rough. I mean,
I've
even Lupe said it's hot.
no, I've done Texas weather, and it gets pretty bad. I was in San Antonio, God, back in 2002, and it was probably about like I think it was like 95 with an 80% humidity,
Mm.
and my let's just put it this way, my balls were sweating and they were in each leg because they were just sagging. It was
Sorry,
so
Amber.
I'm just saying that's how hot it was, all right? It was sweaty. It was nasty. But I've also done Cuba, and that was God, that was awful. Yeah, that's true. So that state is just deadly to if you don't know where to go. Testicle talk. Yes, we've moved on from colon, so we now like to dip into the next segment. Testicle talk. It was so hot I had to take a soup ladle and lift them up. So there we go. Enough of that. So again, best way you guys can find us, if you want to, you can find us on our Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, TikTok, Twitch, OnlyFans, Footfinder. Dennis will be doing the Donald ducking on our OnlyFans, and there we can actually purchase those pictures. And yeah, it's a great way for us to actually get more merchandise and also keep the lights on in this show. So just so you know. But it's all Behind the Mask Media, all those places, anytime, everywhere. Also, we want to ask you guys, please, if you like this show, if you like these faces, and even if you don't like these faces, you know.
You gave me a cookie, I gave you a cookie. You gave me a cookie, gave you a cookie. Gave me a cookie, got you a cookie. You gave me a cookie, I got you a cookie, man. Gave me a cookie, got you a cookie. We're even, Schmidt.
So, guys, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help support us, go on our Instagram. On the top of our link tree, click on the link tree, you'll see it. It says buy us a cookie. It is a great way to help support our show, because I wish I could say all this is free, that the internet is great and they have everything is free. No, it's not, unfortunately. You know, we want to have more merch to give out, and also, I mean, obviously we're going to sell it, but give out to you guys. And on top of that, this streaming service is not cheap. I'm just saying. So to help us out, to support us, go over there, buy a cookie. One of our biggest supporters, and we are grateful for every single time he buys a cookie, that is Mr. Buckaroo Bonsai. Look at him. Sexy Buckaroo Bonsai. The man that is a neurosurgeon, rock and roll scientist that has a 6-sword, 2-gun, like 6 shooters, has fought against aliens of the 8th dimension, and much, much more.
Yes.
He has been a great supporter of the show. And yeah, because of him, we were able to get the shirts and, you know, pay for a month of this service. So thank you again, Buck, for everything that you do and every time you do support. So there you go, guys. That is a great way to help us out. And yeah. So with all that said, we are going to be ending this episode of Behind the Mask. Again, it was great to have you guys all on here. Glad you guys are watching. If you guys are watching this after the fact, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to be able to show us your love on YouTube, on Facebook. You know, if you want to post a comment to say how much you love us or hit that like, by all means do that. And then, of course, as I always say, get out to those paintball stores, drop that cash on the counter, because doing that will grow that store. Maybe it'll open up other stores elsewhere. It'll help grow our sport. And also go out to your local fields, drop the cash on their counters, because as we see, SC Village has been collecting all that cash and has finally put it back into the field. So if we want to see other fields doing the same thing, or even new fields popping up, we got to be dropping the cash out there. So do that. Help support this sport. Help to grow this sport. So it's as if I know what I'm doing with all this stuff I'm just babbling on about. But I really don't. I didn't script it out. But what I always like to say, and I hope that this stupid internet doesn't delay, because I'm going to look really dumb if it does. But as I always say,
you'll be fine.
You shoot, you can move, you can play.